Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Tom Scheiding, and I am your instructor for Econ 131, Principles of Macroeconomics for Summer Session 2. Now, I'm a faculty member actually at UH West Oahu, but I have taught many summers at Leeward Community. And I've taught this course many times. So it turns out that all that's really different for all of us here is that I'm teaching at a place other than my home campus, and the benefit to you by taking it at Leeward is either it is your home campus or it is the exact same course as is offered throughout the system, and obviously the tuition costs are a little bit less in the community college system, but you're getting the exact same class as is offered essentially across the system. So what you can see on the screen right now is the laulima site. I'll be using laulima extensively, and what I want to do in this introduction video is walk you through the syllabus and then walk you through the laulima site and how to find things. And after I make this intro video early next week, I'll start to make some follow-up videos about some other things that you need to do just to do well in this class. So let's start by looking at the syllabus. And so this is how you would see the course on laulima. So let's just start by clicking the syllabus link here on the left-hand side. Okay, so you'll see the syllabus here in a PDF form. Let's look at it. Okay, so I've already introduced myself, Tom Scheiding. My email address, this is the primary way to contact me. It's incredibly important to me that I respond to your emails quickly. And it's important to me. I mean, although I just got finished saying that this class is less expensive than the other UH class, than classes at other UH campuses, you're still paying $744. And there's not a lot of financial aid in the summer. And I'm well aware of that. Dude, I'm just as cheap as anyone out there. $744 is a lot of money. And it's even more painful to pay it if the professor doesn't reply to your emails. So, I'm not trying to, I'm not saying I'm going to reply to you within a minute, but I think it's incredibly rude of me if you're going to take the time to write an email that I don't reply to you, especially if it's something that requires a reply. Now, it doesn't mean I won't miss something. So if you send me something and I don't reply, just send it to me again. And I really do mean it. And I say it here. I'm not going to think badly of you. You're not going to be annoying me. You paid $750 essentially for this class. And I think the least I can do is type out replies to you, even if it's on my phone and it's brief and I say I'll have to get back to you. At least you know that I'd send my mind, right? And if I don't get back to you right away, send it to me. Send me another email. Now, the problem with this class, obviously, is that it's accelerated. That means we're going to do an entire semester course in 6 weeks. So keep in mind that it is accelerated. In the way that I construct this course, you can work ahead as far as you want. I had a student in summer session 1 who did the entire class in 2 weeks. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you can do it, knock yourself out. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. But for most of us are working, doing other things, and this is something on top of everything else we're doing. So what I try to do then is I just try to set minimum standards of what you need to have done by a certain point so that at least you could finish the class on time. If those deadlines that appear every 2 weeks are too much of a burden, send me an email and I'll work with you individually to figure out something different. Okay. So here's what this course does. Essentially, this is our description from the course catalog. Essentially, we're doing macroeconomics, which means that we're going to look at overall production in the economy, overall employment levels, and overall prices. And then we're going to look at how the government and the central bank try to change those numbers when they don't like them. That's essentially what we're going to do in this class. If you've taken Econ 120 or 130, the very beginning of this class is going to be the same. We're going to start with supply and demand and an introduction to things. And essentially all we'll then add to it is how do we measure production, employment, and inflation. Here are our learning outcomes as I see them. Now let's look at the important things. How am I going to grade you in this class? Essentially, there are three categories of things that you have to do in this class. There are 9 topics in this class. In those 9 topics, for each topic, you will do a homework assignment. In each topic, you will do a reflection paper. And every 3 topics, you will do an exam. Every 3 topics should take you about 2 weeks. At least that's what I'm allocating in terms of time. Now, what I mean for the reflection papers, I described this here, but essentially it's going to be 3 paragraphs. First paragraph, you're going to summarize the article that I provide for you. In the second paragraph, you're going to talk about the concepts in the class that apply to that article. And in the third paragraph, you're going to share your own thoughts or opinions or anything else you learned about that article. In the reflection papers, you're only writing them for me. And I'll talk a little bit more about where you're going to post these. But you're only writing these to me. I will grade them and then give you back any comments, especially with the first one. I will still give people most points, even if you screw something up, and I'll just identify for you what you need to do better with the expectation that you'll do it better on the second reflection paper. Each of the assignments will be done in laulima. And then the exams are going to be a combination of multiple choice questions where you'll see similar questions in the assignments, and then you're going to have some short answer questions that you have to do. These exams will also be done in laulima. For the textbook is actually completely free of charge. This is a textbook cost zero class, meaning that everything that you need for this class is part of tuition, and there's nothing beyond tuition that you're paying for, so there's no material costs. The book is freely available, and I'll show you how you're going to access it. We are going to be using laulima, as I said, for the homework assignments, but then I'm also going to use Google Classroom. I don't think I'm going to use it for the homework assignments. I've changed my mind on this, but we are going to use it for the discussion postings. And I'll show you how to use it. I'll make a video that'll show you how to do it. For classroom policies, basically try to be on time for everything. If you can't be on time for something, tell me. The worst thing you can do is just not tell me anything, because then there's nothing I have to go off of. And I'm not the kind of person that's going to reach out to you and say, hey, what's going on? I see you didn't turn something in. I'm not going to be that person. I will just let it go. You will get a score of 0. It's on you to reach out to me. And I know that might be hard for some of you. You might feel ashamed and embarrassed. But the best thing I can really suggest to you, and I know this is going to sound harsh when I say it, is suck it up and email me. And that's really what you need to do. It's not that you're taking responsibility for it. You're just explaining to me what's happening, and you're allowing me then to figure out, can I help you? If I can't help you, then I can't help you, and you've lost nothing. But if I can help you, then obviously you've gained something. So, at least you have to only do it by email. You don't have to do it in person, so hopefully it'll be less awkward. And I really am an understandable person. I will try to work with you as long as, this is my criterion, as long as it's fair to everyone else. And by that I mean, if someone else were in that same situation you're in, would that person also would it be unfair to that other person to give you extra time or some other kind of accommodation? Small examples that I can think of even just from the last few weeks where people had to do their field training for the military and they missed an assignment. It's hard for me to say that, being an agreeable, understandable person, it didn't harm anyone to give that person a little extra time to do it. And I would hope that you would expect that same accommodation from me if that had happened to you. The one thing I am adamant about, and this might sound harsh, but I'm really trying to be fair, is that whenever I do extra credit, it will only be for the entire class. I will not give extra credit to an individual person. It's just unfair. it ends up looking like I'm playing favorites. It's just not fair. There will be extra credit. It just won't be to an individual. It'll be for the entire class. Here's our integrity, accommodation. If you need it, you know likely the procedures, but if you don't, reach out to me. There is tutoring on campus, on the Leeward campus, but you can also reach out to me. Here are our deadlines in terms of getting a refund, the last day to withdraw from the class. Here's our grading scale. As many of you know, at Leeward, there is no plus or minus system. It is A, B, C, D, F. And then here is our schedule. Basically, in a 6-week class, we're going to split everything into three 2-week sessions. So in the first 2-week session, July 1st to the 14th, we're going to cover these three topics. Everything will be due on July 14th. That would mean 3 homework assignments, 3 reflection papers, and 1 exam. 3 homework assignments, 3 reflection papers, 1 exam. Section 2, same thing. It's going to be a 2-week time period, and there'll be 3 homework assignments, 3 reflection papers, 1 exam, all due on the 28th. And then we have, I can see here, there's this error here. It's not 4 chapters, it's 3 topics. I'll fix that. And then there are 3 final topics here. That would be 3 homework assignments, 3 reflection papers, 1 exam. You will notice here, by the way, that it shows here assignments 8, reflection papers 8. There are 2 topics that have a assignment combined, and there is no reflection paper for the very last topic. When I use reflection paper, that's the same thing as discussion posting. I'm using the 2 terms to mean the same thing. Reflection paper, discussion posting mean the same thing for me. Okay, let's go back to the laulima site now. Okay, so the way this is organized then is you would go into laulima. The class should appear here on your upper border here. And you would see the syllabus that we just looked at. You would see your grade book. You'd see tests and quizzes, but you really don't need to use this tab. Really, the only tab you need to use in this class is this tab right here, Topics. So let's click on it. Okay, so I'm going to post this video, and I'm going to make about 4 other videos. I'm going to post those all here in introductory materials. There's nothing here right now, so nothing, you don't need to worry about that yet. But let's just start looking at topic 1. Okay, so you would click on topic 1 because you're going to say, hey, I'm going to start the class. Shannon's going to be really impressed with me. And you're going to basically see 4 sub-pages for every topic. Reading, lectures, homework, reflection paper. So let's start with reading. In the reading, I put directly the chapter that you need to read to learn the material. This is the free textbook I was talking about. Now, this is a pretty small thing to read. I think it'd be very difficult to read it this way. Here's what you do. So watch my cursor here. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to click Tools, and then I'm going to download it. It's the easiest way to read it. So then you would download it to your desktop, and then you'd be able to read this 26-page chapter. Now, I'm not requiring you to read it. You read it. I mean, for some people like myself, reading the chapter would be really the only way to do it. But for other people, you'll summarize it. You'll figure out some other way to learn the material. That's fine. I'm not requiring you to read it, but I think the reading is useful to do. Then we have the lectures. These are lectures I created. And looks like I must have forgotten to post it. Sorry, I forgot to post them for the first one. I will have to do that. Let's just go here. Okay, so you'll see for every topic, including topic 1, I'll go back and do this here. You'll see a series of videos that I've created for each topic. There are several videos because they're each rather short. So the best way to do these here would be you could either watch it in laulima, or the better way to do it would be click on that YouTube symbol that appeared at the bottom. And there you go.
Video. What I want to do is I want to start out.
And now you can hear me writing it out. And you can see that I'm writing it out here. You can see that I'm writing it out. And you'll basically be able to read my writing and hear my discussion around it. You'll get used to reading my writing. I'm sorry. It's just the way that I made the lectures to make it easy for everyone. And again, the way that I did that was I clicked on YouTube right here so that I could kind of blow it out to a larger thing. And you see this is 5 minutes here. So for every set of lectures, I make one lecture here that gives you an overview of the entire lecture. Then I delve into the individual topics. Then for that same topic, you would then see homework. So if I clicked on that, it'll give me a direct connection to the homework assignment, which I could then click on. And then I'll see my assignment here. And I'll make a video explaining it more. And then again, every 3 topics, you'll have an exam. But I'll make a video also that explains the exam. Then, you saw very briefly here, reflection paper. You'll click on this, but to do the reflection paper, I haven't posted it yet, but here we're going to use Google Classroom. And I'm going to make another video right now that will give you an overview of how to use Google Classroom. Okay, that's essentially it. So start to poke around on the laulima site to kind of see where everything is. Send me an email if you have a question of where something is or if you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. But know that I'm going to post another video that shows you how to do Google Classroom, because essentially you're going to just use laulima to do the homework assignments and the exams, and then you're going to use Google Classroom to do the reflection papers. Okay, that's it.